Sometimes a woman can talk her out of a relationship. You can talk. We do that.
Yes,
we will talk.
I'm gonna say something, and this might ruffle little feathers. I don't think just being a good man is enough.
What did she say?
Sometimes a woman can talk her out of a relationship. You can talk. We do that.
Yes,
we will talk.
I'm gonna say something, and this might ruffle little feathers. I don't think just being a good man is enough to stay in a relationship with them.
But when I say a good man, I mean like he's good. That means all around. That means himself, spiritually, mentally, physically.
That's great.
Healthily, like he's a good man.
That doesn't mean that he's the man for you. And
right.
Maybe when you're going through these motions of getting to know him, you're realizing, okay, he's a great person, but honestly, I don't with his humor. Like, he could be funny, but he's not funny to me.
And that's why a lot of modern women are getting 40 with 4 cats and no man, because he's a good man, but because he's not funny, you gotta throw that out.
This woman in the tan, she finally admitted what we've known all along, what we've been saying all along, what Kevin Samuels was saying, what many other people have been saying. In her estimation, being a good man is not enough. It's never enough. And if you've been paying attention to how things have been moving in the past few years, you would know that that was the case. You would know that was the case. But for some reason, when we say it, there's denial. When we say it, you get hate. When we say it, you get called Kevin Samuels. When we say it, Kevin Samuels is ridiculed, name dragged through the mud. For what? The one thing that is stopping you from being in a good relationship. Take an inventory, ladies, take an inventory of what is going on and ask yourself if you've been having the same thoughts as this woman. This woman who sits here so casually and says,
I don't think just being a good man is enough.
maybe his sense of humor isn't what I desire. Now, of course, there is the compatibility factor, which in a crude way, she's even overstepped that. Because what do they say? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You're not in the position right now to be just rejecting left and right. And then when you turn, like the other lady said, which shout out to her, because at least she tried to check her in the moment. When you get to your 30s and 40s and you're looking for a good man, when you're in your 40s and 50s and you're looking for a good man, and realize that you have rejected every good man that's come up to you because of nitpicking. Nitpicking is the problem. You got a guy who checks off 4 out of 5 boxes here. He's got the good job. He's over 6 feet tall. He looks the way you like. He might even sexually give you what you need. But there's always that one other little thing that in the back of your head you say, oh, I can do better. The great Patrice O'Neal said, women are always better dealing. They're always looking around the corner for a better deal, which means the man that they're with is never going to be enough because they're unfulfilled and looking around the corner for the next man that might have more. And you wonder why you have a rise in single motherhood, unmarried women into their advanced years. Ladies, if this isn't a warning enough, if Kevin Samuels wasn't able to give you the SOS, this is an emergency. Mentalities like this will keep you single. This includes all the women online who are telling you not to deal with this, or you could find better in another community. All the women that are lying to you, telling you about when you should break up with a man because he's not enough or he isn't doing enough or this, they're not providers, they're not this, they're not that. How many women have walked past, and I say this often, how many women have walked past their perfect match that in another generation, in the 50s, in the 60s, and the 70s, you always like to talk about your grandparents and romanticize their life. Would you have rejected your grandfather? Think about it. Because you have multiple times. Your grandfather wasn't no six-figure man. Your grandfather wasn't a high-value man. Your grandfather was a plumber. He might have been a trash man. If he had a job and you see he was good enough for your grandmother and he's the image of masculinity in your mind going forward, he's what you want your man to be. But you would have rejected him. You would have rejected him because I'm telling you, grandma wasn't thinking about no sense of humor when she was marching for civil rights. Grandma wasn't talking about no sense of humor when she was trying to feed your mother and father on a regular basis. It's selfish is what it is. And your children are going to suffer because of it. Because you can't figure out how to settle down and pick. You can't figure out how to sit down and be content. You gotta be out here in the streets. Every summer is City Girl Summer. When does it end? When does it end? You gotta be on a boat trip every year? You gotta be out here? No. You gotta start. And this is the alarm that Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, rest in power, was trying to ring. And you spit in his face. You spit in his face. And so now we're left to pick up the pieces. The children are left without a teacher. They're left without it. So I'm telling you, what he was telling you was far, far less severe than the alternative. I'm just saying. Anyway, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. This is Faucette Media.